Welcome everybody to the first recording of the Rusty Rupees. We're here to bring you gaming news from everything between Assassin's Creed to...
Zone of the Enders.
What the fuck is that?
Come on, that game
Zone
was
of the
Zone.
Enders.
I have no idea what the fuck that. Two of us don't know what the fuck that is.
I enjoy
They made a second one. Thank you.
Everything from Assassin's Creed to Zelda.
That's Legend of Zelda.
That's semantics. All right.
Semantics. Anyway,
Alright.
my name is Darren, and with me are my compatriots.
Justin Robinson.
I'm Deontay.
What's good? I'm Cameron.
He's British.
He is
is
also British.
They're lying. They're not lying.
He's only here. He's only here for his voice.
I'm here on a work visa. I might get sent back soon.
We enjoy
Shit's
him.
expired
No,
like 21.
we want to keep 21. Anyway, we're here to bring you that weekly or bi-weekly news, depending on how things are going. We're going to rough out these edges here and there. But thank you for coming along with our journey, and enjoy.
Hey, thank you.
Stay rusty.
Alright.
Stay rusty. Wait, no, they're rusty now, man. They're rusty now.
Stay rusty. Keep on being rusty. Continue to be rusty.
Yes.
I don't want any
That's
of those.
Cool. All right. So, everybody, what are we thinking about these new starters for Gen 8? I love them. I love them.
Cam, have you seen him yet?
I have, yeah. I took a look at all three of them. And I don't know if I'm biased towards fire types at this point, but I'm really liking Score Bunny.
Yeah. See, I have.
He's I'm really liking Score Bunny. I like the color scheme. I like the fact that he's a bunny. That's fucking dope.
Yeah, I said the same thing. I said the exact same thing.
That's fucking dope. He just seems like a fun character, honestly. Groki's kind of cool too. Sobble is I don't have many thoughts about Sobble right now.
He's an
but
anxious little blue boy.
Yeah.
Dude, Sobble is taking the internet by storm right now. There's so much fan art about Sobble right now, just because everyone wants a Pokemon to fit their millennial existential dread.
Yeah, that's pretty much
It's-
what everybody's personifying with this
Man.
little water lizard.
I feel because he almost like you feel bad for him when you see him. You're just like,
I mean,
oh.
He looks
Hey.
sad. He looks like he's crying out his water attacks. It's just fucking, it's adorable.
he literally looks like a teardrop.
That's
I
true.
mean, it's kind of fitting.
That's true.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, you're not
Right,
wrong. He
right,
does. Yeah,
right.
he does look like a teardrop.
So, alongside the Gen 8 starters, Cam, I know you're the only one who didn't get a chance to watch the trailer, but they showed off the new region. I believe it's the Galar region.
I don't know, but it looks like Europe.
It's pretty much London, Cam.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so
Yeah,
this is like the
that's
London
true.
European region. So we've had like New York, we've had France, we've had different regions in Japan, and this one is looking to be London. Like I think there's even Big Ben in the corner
Yeah.
in one of the shots.
It's Pokebin.
It is
My
Pokemon.
inner child is literally screaming right now. I've waited my whole life for this very moment, guys.
Yo,
See,
so
That's something you can have that I can't. You know what I mean? I doubt there's ever gonna be like a Pokemon Oakland. Like we might get,
we ain't about to get hood Pokemon.
man.
Pokemon
I can't
Hood.
see. Could you imagine that Squirtle Squad?
Oh,
Gang, gang.
bro.
Gang gang.
Gang gang.
And
Someone
and-
getting
and- And Team Rocket would literally just be the Bloods. Like what?
oh no. Team Rocket would be the Bloods and Crips working together. Remember, Jesse and James was blue and red, bro.
I'm
Look at this
Hey.
nigga over here with these points.
We haven't seen any enemy team yet, but compared to Sun and Moon's team, Team Skull, I don't care. They were walking around throwing signs every which way every single time they talked. They were jokes, and everybody clowned on them, but it was hilarious.
It was hilarious. I agree.
Team Skull definitely had hella charisma.
So Darren, I think you said this earlier, but the region is Galar. You said-
Galar? Okay.
Yeah, Galar. Yeah, Galar.
region.
Galar region. Yep.
cool.
Hey Cam,
Yeah.
it's dope, dude. You actually gotta take a look at it. There is a Big Ben there. It's dope.
And
That's
Cam,
pretty
what was the
cool.
last Pokemon game you played?
The last Pokemon game that I played, shit, that is a good question. I think in terms of like played it serious, maybe.
Was that when we played?
Silver.
Was that when we
No,
played?
in fact, no. I was about to say Fire Red, but it's not because I played one of the ones. No. I played one of the ones on the DS because when Justin just said, "Is it one of the ones that we played?" So I played one of the ones on the DS.
So
and I-
Diamond,
and
Pearl,
I-
Platinum.
I think I played Pearl because we were. I remember each one of us picked one of the
Yeah,
games,
that
right?
was
So
dope, yeah.
I think Justin might have done Platinum, Elijah
Yeah.
might have done Diamond, and I think I did Pearl. So
Yeah.
that was the
y'all
that was
said-
the last one
dude,
that I played.
Dude, that was
That's pretty cool.
honestly, I gotta say that was one of the fondest memories I had with us three. Was when like it was so dope. We literally all went down to the store. We all got one cartridge. And we all started at the same time to see who finished
Yup.
first. It was dope.
Yeah.
I gotta say, dude, that was like at the camaraderie rise. That was so dope to me.
Yeah,
So,
that was pretty cool.
question with that then: did you guys pick it up later on? Because Platinum didn't come out for like a year and a half after the fact.
Yeah, it was for sure later because we bought the games pre-owned. It wasn't brand new. So
Oh, okay,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
But
It
yeah,
was super
from
dope.
looking at the trailer though, like, the direct started super early. I think it was 6 a.m. for us, and I think I woke up at like 7, and I'm like, okay, I can't look at anything. Twitter, Discords, everything's about to be flooded with Pokemon stuff. I just went straight to YouTube. I was like, all right, direct, let's go. And I was not disappointed. It was great.
This could be a stupid question, but this is coming out for the Switch, right?
This is the first like real. Well, I won't
You're
say
right, Ken.
real because
That was a
no,
stupid question. I'm kidding.
it is not a stupid question because the direct that happened earlier in the month, that was the first all Switch direct where they didn't mention 3DS at all. So I could hopefully gladly say, fuck the 3DS. We're
Yeah,
done.
I think so. I think they they
Wow.
actually announced it.
I mean,
30th,
I think
so.
it's more specifically just because we are promised a main Pokemon title on the Switch. So many people are excited for it. It is technically a handheld console. I don't think Nintendo's that ready to let their 3DS die, though. And with that,
Well, they're still
you know,
releasing
as
games.
far as they're still releasing games. If I feel like we're gonna see another Pokemon game on the 3DS before it's gone. That's just my personal belief. And it's not gonna be a mainline title necessarily, but it's gonna be something. Like we might get some crappy another Pokemon dungeon or whatever
Oof.
on.
On 3DS.
But it's gonna be something. We're gonna see something else on the 3DS. They're not gonna let that die because it did too well for too long, and it's still in the hands of people, so to speak.
Yeah.
So are you guys thinking that Nintendo then is moving toward just doing this kind of dual console setup, or are they gonna still bring out exclusively handheld consoles?
That is an important question right there.
Yeah, I think at this point, because of the success of the Switch, it's hard to say. Because they can do the Nintendo thing and just iterate on the Switch. Like, there's been rumors for over a year now that there might be a revised Switch coming out later on this year. And I love it. Like, I don't really even use my Switch docked unless I'm playing Smash for the most part. Anything else, it's a handheld system to me. But I
Right.
just think the size and just the way the Joy-Cons can detach and just so many different ways to play it, it's so accessible. So that if they
Right.
do another straight handheld, it would honestly just maybe be a Switch that doesn't come with the dock. Like,
Right. It would be
I was
redundant,
thinking,
right?
like, they would have to probably make it a little smaller because the appeal of the Game Boy beyond the first iteration was being able to slip it in your pocket and go play. And the Switch being the size it is, like I can put the Switch, like you guys see me. I take off the Joy-Cons. I put the screen on my inside jacket pocket and put my Joy-Cons on the outside jacket pocket. Or if not that, I'm carrying a case. But with my Game Boy, I was able to slip that in my pocket and go play. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And Nintendo recognizes that, I think. So I think we would either see another iteration of like the 3DS or like a successor to the 3DS or a smaller version of the Switch.
I think if you guys think about it, like portable gaming though is pretty much moving towards being cell phone based, right? So in terms of that quick gaming that you're talking about that just slips into your pocket, you pull it out, a quick game that you can play here and there, that's moving more towards the cell phone market. And with these cell phones becoming more and more powerful, those games are now starting to advance more and more.
Yeah, but I think, you know, even when you look at the Pokemon game on the Switch now, when you watch the trailer, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful game.
That game's awesome.
Yeah, and you're not going to get that kind of realism on a handheld device. You're just not really. Like, because I don't believe. Well, I'm not really a expert on mobile devices, but I don't think their graphics card can handle it.
Well, that's something that Nintendo could have done before with their. Even though Pokemon has been, or the mainline series have been portable games since its inception. Inception, my bad. Leo, shout out. But if they wanted to really bring more realism, or if it was that important in their mainline Pokemon games, I feel like they could have done a mainline Pokemon game on a console before. With Nintendo, that aspect kind of takes a backseat to fun. And that goes back into the being able to slip it in your pocket. And Cam, to what you said, it's a question of will we ever see main Nintendo titles, full Nintendo titles, on something like a cell phone? Right now, that seems meh. We got Mario Run. But
as much, like, I agree 100%, Cam, like, phones are getting stupid. They're getting stupid and they're powerful, but I think at the same time, and it speaks to the Switch's success, is that there's a different feeling having something specifically for a game. Like, there's plenty of games, there's plenty of mobile games that you can pick up and play and just kind of have a quick experience. Like Pokemon Go was the biggest example of Pokemon is a global phenomenon that people forgot about throughout the years, and B, it was just quick and easy to go. But you can't have that full Pokemon experience besides an emulator, of course, but there's more of a, this is my phone, I'm going to mess with it real quick and put it back in my pocket. Like, I can't tell you how many mobile games I have on my phone and that I've dabbled with maybe here and there, and this, at the end of the day, I'm like, I'm not going to play this. Like, it just doesn't have that same spark as systems do, in a sense. Yeah, and even, like, Pokemon Let's Go, like, I feel that's probably my least played Pokemon game throughout the years, and I've damn near played all of them for the most part, except for, like, the sequels. Like, Sun and Moon, like, Sun, I still haven't beaten, but I got it, and I knew what I enjoyed about it. Let's Go was a pleasant surprise about, like, I didn't think I'd get into that game. I'm like, whatever, it's Pokemon Go, but with the more of the style of the actual Pokemon games. But then actually playing it, I'm like, they could do so much with what they implemented into that game, into the newer one, and I'm excited.
So let me ask you guys a question, and this is kind of a segue into, you know, what I think would potentially be our next topic. Do you consider the Switch to be a console or a handheld?
Console.
It's a console.
Okay.
It's a console.
Okay.
And that kind of brings up what I was about to say as well, is that do you see handheld gaming as we traditionally know it heading towards more of this hybrid format like the Switch, and then what would then fill the void, right, left behind by now handheld gaming kind of progressing to more of a console, a home console / handheld device, and then what would take up the void that's left behind by a strictly handheld console playing very minimalistic games like what you would be playing on a DS, that being then picked up by the cell phone market. Do you know what I mean? So we still have a quick portable alternative that takes place of what now is kind of ruled by like the Switches and the Vitas, but then you have this more advanced level of portable gaming that also serves as a home console.
Cam goes to college, guys.
Cam does go to college.
Yes. I don't think phones would ever take the place of a handheld console.
Yeah.
Personally.
Okay.
Like I said, I think there's a different feeling to it, just knowing that what you have is specifically for the games that you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
And as a slight also kind of news break, Japan is no longer producing Vitas anymore, by the way. So
I know. I know.
Lay down that gavel. It's
I am an advocate for Vita all day, but they are no longer making Vitas.
I support the Vita, but I never lived on Vita Island, and I've always supported Nintendo more in that market. Besides PSP, but you know.
But kind of comment on what you said, Cam, or the retort rather. Capitalism will kind of capitalism will keep something like, or a market like handheld gaming. There are going to be people who are developing specifically for these handheld platforms. We've seen Nintendo and the way they've moved in the past, and Nintendo is just now kind of willing to share. I don't see Nintendo totally just giving themselves up, especially something that they've held on to so dearly, like the handheld market since the Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see them completely giving that up. And they definitely have the resources to come out with something that is specifically for this, opposed to like a handheld. You can have like a super powerful cell phone that's more powerful than a handheld system, but I highly doubt that you will get as many dedicated developers to make as many games specifically for that to have that much of an appeal to replace it.
Right, which I guess they've tried it before, right? There've been these like cell phone gaming system hybrids that have been made in.
Nokia tried it and they got stomped into the ground.
There's been so many.
So Sony did one too, I think, that had the little slide down controller.
Yeah, that's right. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Sony is going to continue trying. All right, I think I used to tell you guys, or I think I told you guys before, I used to work in a cell phone store as a security guard. Sony sold, I forgot what their phone was called, but it was like one of the first.
Ericsson. the Sony Ericsson.
Sony Ericsson. That's when they teamed up with the Ericsson company, but they had one phone that was like super waterproof, and you were able to play PlayStation games on it, but they were trying to push
that PlayStation Mobile initiative.
Yep.
I remember those.
Yep.
They were trying to push this whole thing where like Sony sold this contraption that lets you strap the phone to a PlayStation controller, like an actual PlayStation controller. So you'd walk around looking like a complete doofus holding a PlayStation.
It was weird.
Strapped
It was
to
a
the
weird
window.
little thing.
I do remember that.
Like there was, Nintendo effectively made a cooler way to do that shit.
It's called a DS.
I was about to say they came out with it years ago and it was called a Game Boy.
Ooh,
But
they've been running the game for 30 years now.
right, Game and Watch if you want to throw it back even more. But yeah, I just think we're gonna have our handhelds for a while.
Yeah. But before moving on, so from the generations that you guys have played, Justin, I don't even know how long it's been since you played one. Same thing for Deontay.
Fire chicken.
Fire chicken. You
Fire
going?
chicken.
We going with
No.
torches. So
Okay.
Favorite starters.
Can I say something real quick? Just about this generation of Pokemon, or the last two generations. Every generation of Pokemon, I've always gone with the fire starter.
Yep,
From
me too.
1 through 6. For a stupid reason, in Generation 7, I decided to go with the grass type. It's because I knew its final transformation was an owl that shot arrows, and it was green, and I named him Oliver Queen. And I love him. This time, it's because I saw this charismatic monkey banging a rock with a stick. I want it. Grookey is mine. That's my starter.
There's actually apparently been leaks for months regarding a lot about Gen 8, like from the region name to the starters to like where its location has been, like apparently since last year. And now there's leaks been going up of what the final evolutions are for them. I've already looked at them and whoo. First of all,
you said you've seen the final evolutions already?
See,
supposedly.
I might have, but I've seen like probably 3 different versions, so I can't trust anything I've seen.
I was looking at one point when I was at work. I was actually looking for.
There's been a lot, so it is hard. But this one, like it seemed in the vein of concept art where you see like different animations, different movements, sketches, and all that. Where it wasn't just somebody just clearly doing like a fan art. Like it had breakdowns and different aspects of them. Like Scorbunny's honestly looks like a Digimon to me. I'll send you guys
He looks like a Digimon.
I've seen it.
Scorbunny looks like a Digimon.
I think that I've seen. I think I know the one you're talking about, and I think I know the Digimon you're talking about.
No,
Yeah.
Scorbunny, hands down, he looks like a Digimon. That's kind of what
And
that
you know
drew
what?
me.
That's
drew,
okay.
drew me
That's
to
okay, Justin. That's okay.
Sables looks dope. It looks like a water dragon.
it. Ooh.
It looks like it grew up to be like a Loch Ness monster.
I mean, but that makes sense though. Giving him such a timid demeanor and then making him kind of like evolve into a badass, that just makes total sense.
It's like Magic
You can
Carp
tell
all
this
over
guy
again.
watches anime.
Pretty much.
Hey, of course, it is literally every anime ever. A weakling turns into like this awesome person.
And
I
Grookey
want-
has like a bat, and he's just like just a big green gorilla with his stick is like a bat now, and he like chucks like coconuts like baseballs. It looks pretty dope. I was like, all right, if this is real, I'm okay with this.
So let me ask you guys then, what has been your favorite starter out of all of the generations so far? Darren.
So mine, man, that's a hard question, but I have a lot of favorites. I'll break it down to top 3.
Okay.
Blastoise, Swampert, and
Was Blastoise your favorite, or was Squirtle also your favorite? Let's talk
I did
about
like
like
fair-
principles.
No, we're talking about starters. Yeah, you got to say the starter.
Yeah.
You have to say the starter.
Not
So,
the
like,
not the Pokemon, the starter.
You
Fine.
can't. You
Okay,
can't get
fine
your
then.
Venusaur loop. You have to start
Thank
with
you,
dumbass
exactly.
Bulbasaur.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
like
Bulbasaur.
Yeah,
There,
No,
there
I
would
did
there
like
would be
Bulbasaur,
no
no matter.
Blastoise if it wasn't for Squirtle. Okay.
exactly. Yeah,
It's fine.
no
Fine
chicken,
then.
no
If
chicken
it's-
before the egg, man.
Fire
I'll say
chicken.
Mudkip. Mudkip.
Okay. Why?
Just because look at his doofy little face. I enjoyed it. Like, I enjoyed the fact that it was kind of different, and also it even from its beginning moves, like it alluded to like it new ground moves. So I'm just like, okay, water ground, that's cool. And then it went Marshtomp into Swampert, which went to water ground, and just that combination of moves overall, like it was just good. And I enjoyed the entire evolution line. And then once it got a Mega Evolution later on in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, it just looked like Swampert was hitting the gym for years, just waiting to bust fools up. So I was like, let's go. Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. How about you, Justin?
You know, I would have to say it was. I would say Cyndaquil.
Cyndaquil. Okay.
Cyndaquil.
Why?
I kind of grew up with the anime, probably like a lot of you guys, and I just thought he was one of the coolest Pokemon in the anime, and so like I always picked him for my starter. And plus him as Typhlosion, he just looked dope because his fur was like on his back and he was just like standing up all like tall. He just always looked dope.
Interesting.
He's like, I would fuck you up.
he was definitely handy.
Cyndaquil low-key looked like somebody lit a fart on fire.
You're
Yeah,
right.
I agree with
It's
that.
not even low key. You're
No.
100% right.
That is actually true.
That's what that
yeah.
Pokemon looks like.
That's amazing.
Actually, I'd say that was Chimchar. Chimchar would be more like that. He literally has fire for a tail.
That's
his
true.
ass is just on fire. He's that
It-
Busta
That's
Rhymes
what I'm
song.
saying.
Or no, that was fucking. Was that LL? That was LL. That was Move Girl. Like ass on fire.
Gen 4 starters were all dope, though. I won't knock
Yeah.
anything Gen 4. Gen 4 was a dope generation. I
Gen
think
4
that's
was
my
cool.
second favorite.
Gen 4 was mad creative.
It was.
Yeah. Deontay.
For me, I would say it would have to be. Naturally I want to say Charmander, but honestly, if I'm being honest, it would be a tie between Rowlet and Chikorita.
Rowlet, he clean as fuck. Bow tie,
Rowlet
nigga,
had
what's
that
up?
cute little bow tie, and every time he won a battle, he'd just turn his head around and look at you, and you'd go like, "Yeah, buddy, you did it."
You did good. You did good.
And of course, my Firebird, I named him Malice, and I destroyed everything in my fucking path.
My
Torchic was
God.
dope.
Gen 3, my
That's Gen
little Chikorita,
Kafka.
my little Torchic. I believed I was a bad guy when I started that game. That was my whole thing. Now, my whole mentality going into Gen 3 is like, fuck it. This time, I'm the villain. Right? I'm destroying everybody in my path because I had just played through Gen 1 and Gen 2 at work. And I was just thinking about it. Being a security guard, I had a lot of time to think. I was like, there's a lot of children out here who I'm just using my high-leveled Pokemon against.
Some people
I'm
just want to see the world burn.
People just wanna
Walking
see
up
the
to
world
kids, they want to say, "Hi, I want a nice battle. Cool, let's battle. Here's my level 99." Wow, that's not a good person. There's a child running around with fucking legendaries who's just battling ordinary people and destroying their hopes and dreams. I decided to lean into it.
Can I change my Pokemon? Is that
Yeah,
possible?
go-
Can I do that? Can I change?
Yeah,
it?
go
No,
ahead.
Cam's turn.
I
You
wanna
get the
change-
fire fart.
You better commit, nigga.
No, I want
commit.
to change. I want to change my Pokemon, please. Can I change it, please?
What made
you
you
wanna
change first?
I forgot about this one. I can't believe I forgot about this one. But
It's my favorite, but I'm gonna change it.
yeah, you're right. Frauky.
Froakie?
Huh?
Frauky.
Froakie?
Frauky.
Fuck him.
Frauky.
Okay. Do you know what? You said we're talking about number one. Are you leaning into this because it turned into a goddamn water ninja?
Hell yeah.
No.
Hell
Number
yeah.
Okay,
one.
you know what? You can have your overhyped water ninja.
Your ninja's
right?
my shit.
You just like ninjas.
I do. You damn right.
You like Naruto too, huh?
I also like Naruto. Yes, I do.
Guess what?
Anyway.
I'm wearing a fucking Naruto shirt
anyway.
right now, sucker.
That
He's
nigga
not a
ain't got that.
ninja.
I don't care. I don't care.
Cameron,
Moving on.
Okay, so
your
if
starter turn.
again, like, I'm not gonna do the thing that Justin did and look ahead, because if I was to look ahead to the third evolution, I would have chosen Torchic, because I think that Blaziken is just fucking dope. I was about to
It
say
is.
fucking fire, but that would have been cliche as fuck.
Hey, but
fun.
You should have said. I would have said.
Well, in that case, Blaziken is fucking fire, and
Hey.
also Blaziken is fucking fire. But if we're going based off of the first evolution, I think that it's a tie between Charmander and Chimchar.
Chimchar's dope.
Chimchar is dope.
Yeah, so a tie between both of those. And I think the reason why is because they're like this perfect blend between being like super cutesy and but also light your ass up.
Yeah, pretty much.
I feel like if I were in an alternate dimension where I was forced to take on a furry persona, it would be Chimchar.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I like Piplup. That penguin's cute.
He is cute. Yeah, he is.
All right, then. So, moving on. Another thing that got announced this week was the list of EVO 2019 games. And going through that list, we have Street Fighter V Arcade Edition.
Yes, sir.
Duh. Tekken 7.
Yay!
Duh. Yep, you know. Mortal Kombat 11. This reception. Soul Calibur 6.
That game looks dope.
Like, already though?
Yeah,
that's
dude,
weird.
That game is viable and dope. That game
It's
is
I
so
played
dope.
it too. It's alright.
I haven't played it in a while.
It's definitely
fun
better
gaming.
than 5.
Yes,
Oh,
it's,
thank
it's
God.
so better. It's so much better.
We don't talk about 5. That game sucked.
No.
Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yay!
Yep. Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle.
Okay.
Yeah, that game
So,
actually is good. That game is
Samurai Showdown, which
Hey,
will
no,
be releasing
I,
summer.
that is crazy. Now
Yeah,
that is
That's
crazy.
insane.
This one already being
yeah.
Evo.
No, I think that should be mentioned with like in bold, underlined a little bit because for this game to just like
That's how you
randomly
should've
come
said
out for Evo after like not like you said not coming out until the summer, like that's craziness.
The reason
Definitely
why I didn't
should
list that one last is because the last game there is Under Night in Birth EXE late.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to pretend like I know what the fuck that
Don't worry, Cam, because I barely know what the fuck it is.
is. Okay.
Now I do know about it.
Please do tell Justin, because what the fuck
Explain.
is that
So-
game?
I don't know.
So Under Night in Birth is like it's part of a long line of games, right?
Like its name, like a Kingdom Hearts title?
Yeah.
First off, it sounds gross.
Under Night in Birth.
So it's from a long line of anime fighting titles, and this game has such a large following. Like I don't play it personally, but I've heard the scene is huge. It's huge in Japan. It's huge as an anime fighter out here in the States. It's crazy how much of a following this game has.
All right.
Hey, and
I'll try it out. You know, I'm not too good to get good at a good game.
Yeah, and I think I don't want to misquote myself, but I think this is the one of the few times that an anime title has a small anime title has made it into the Evo lineup.
What console is this on?
It's PS4.
Yeah, PS4.
And not to mention though, with this strange in night under birth, whatever the fuck it is, the notable exclusion. This is the first year Melee's not there.
Yeah.
I noticed.
Oh shit, yeah. I didn't even...
So we do not have
Yeah,
Smash Brothers this year. They replaced it with Ultimate and no Melee at all.
Yeah, it got replaced with Ultimate, but Ultimate looks dope.
Ultimate's viable though.
Yeah, I played it. I played a few rounds with you guys, like, and I've seen some of the tournament gameplay. It looks hype. It's
You
so
know,
hype.
you would have played a lot more rounds with us if you would have bought it, Justin.
You know what? Look, I'm working on buying it. I haven't gotten
You
around
said
to
that
it.
a month ago.
You know
A
what? Look,
month ago, you said you would get it next week.
I played the fifth.
You're one
have
of
a
those
Switch?
dads.
I played the fifth.
Do you have a Switch?
Yeah, I
He
got
has a Switch.
Damn, what do you have it for if not for Smash? Just kidding.
Right.
Zelda.
Tell this man.
Zelda.
Have you beaten Zelda?
Silence.
I said I had it for Zelda. I didn't say I actually played it.
Damn. Okay. If we didn't mention it before, our name is the Rusty Rupees, and Justin absolutely loves that name.
I do love the name.
He loves the name.
I am a
You'd
fan
think he
of
would have finished the damn game by now.
Hey,
That
I've
gets
finished.
rupees.
I have finished Zelda games. Okay, multiple Zelda games, just not this particular one.
Hashtag
best
rustiest rupee.
Hashtag
Rupee.
rustiest.
The best
I'm
retort would
a
have
little
been
gray.
to say, nice. Nice. We're keeping that in there.
We're not
Yes,
keeping
we
that
are.
in there. No, we're not.
I
love
control the
that.
editing. I'm
We are
keeping it
taking
in.
Controls
that.
the
You better
editing.
take that out, damn it.
I control
man.
this.
You better put sound effects around that.
Anyway, moving forward. So Evo 2019 this year is.
Are we gonna be there?
Moving
Are
on
we gonna be
swiftly.
there? Are we gonna be there?
We will all see. There's a chance.
I've never been.
I don't know about competing, but I just haven't
is
been
that a yes?
to an Evo
Yeah.
before, and
Can I go and play some
Cause
Tekken?
I already took the days off, guys. So
It's
I'm ready
debatable.
to
We'll
go.
see. We'll find out.
It's actually super easy to take days off in my current job. So yeah.
Good man.
All right.
Who are some contenders to look out for from each of the
Oh,
games?
of course, Sonic Fox. Yeah, so Sonic Fox in most of these games. So Sonic Fox definitely in Dragon Ball. Definitely Mortal Kombat, Soul Calibur. I think he also plays Blaze Blue. I don't even know if he's touched Samurai Showdown, but Sonic Fox is a main contender in a lot of these titles. The dude is a badass, and if you don't watch yourself, he's gonna take most of these Evo titles. The dude is a legend right now.
Who do I have to look out for in Tekken?
And Tekken,
I don't think any of us pay attention to competitive enough to really.
I'm just trying to get you to tell
Yeah.
me if Speed Kick still competes or not, because I don't
he
want
does no
nobody
Speed
to
Kicks. No, the funny thing is, I've actually met Speed Kicks. I met him at NorCal Regionals. Super cool dude. But yeah, he's still competing.
Yeah,
Last
he
I
is
heard,
super
he was
cool,
yeah,
but,
he's still competing.
we use the same character and he'll bury me. So
Hey, but
That's the mirror match.
I've seen him switch his character up a lot though. When he was at NorCal Regional, he played Noctis, which was kind of cool.
What?
Yeah, he was dropping some Noctis. It was dope. He didn't. I think he got I know he was top 8.
Oh, speaking of Tekken, the
Tekken Tour
Julia and Negan just came out the other day as well.
Did that.
Hey, how do y'all
And-
feel about Negan though?
So
Please.
I messed around with them in practice
so
mode a little bit.
random.
It is random
It is.
because when you look at it, you could have Noctis Lucis Kylan from Final Fantasy 15 and Negan from The Walking Dead
Yeah,
fighting each
right.
other
Yeah.
Right.
in a game where you fight with bears and robots and geese and Akuma. Let's not mention.
I like how
Yeah.
you say geese, but people who don't know the context are like geese.
No, it's geese.
Like the
Like
bird.
birds? Like you can
Hey.
fight a flock of birds?
My Tiger Man wears a pigeon helmet, so whatever, dog.
Could you imagine fighting an actual flock of birds in a game?
Yes.
Well, yeah,
No.
it's called Legend of Zelda.
Yes.
Justin wouldn't know, I guess.
No, I
Just
know.
kidding.
Fighting games
Absolutely.
are a beautiful thing that
They
make
are.
no sense. 2Bs in Soul Calibur, fucking Street Fighter is trying to pick itself up, trying to do things again because it doesn't seem like Capcom cares about its fighting games anymore. But
No, people are. Capcom right now is getting a lot of flack because of the fact that they haven't announced anything in like 6 months.
Well,
Kage technically just came out. Not
I
that long ago.
mean, yeah, but
Don't get me wrong, I'm not giving Capcom any credit with this fighting game scene at all, but because Bandai Namco is consistently doing stuff.
yeah, and they're
Fucking-
housing.
We're getting Samurai
Nintendo.
Showdown from SNK. Like
yeah.
Tekken is Tekken.
Mhm.
It's what is Capcom doing? Like they're doing everything else right except for their fighting games.
Let's-
So unless they're cooking something
I was
up
about
and
to
we're about to
say,
see
man.
stuff at E3.
Let's hope they're saving something big, and they're just gonna hit us over the mouth with something that we can actually respect.
Because we don't talk about Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah. As you see, it's not on here for the second year in a row.
What?
Yeah.
Plot twist.
Not really.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yes.
Nobody wanted that game over that.
Mm-mm.
But plot twist in terms of like, would you have thought 2 years ago or 3 years ago that a Marvel vs. Capcom game wasn't going to be on
Oh, hell
Evo?
no.
That is true.
Not at all.
100%.
Exactly.
Never. Because it was. Honestly, I would have to say.
I
You
would
know,
have thought so, because 3 was ass in my opinion.
Wow.
I played it.
Yeah, there's a
Three
lot.
was
There's
ass.
there's an entire fighting game scene that disagrees with you.
Yeah,
I mean, they
three
can
was fun.
disagree
I'm
with
not
me.
good at it, but
That's
it's fun.
fine, but it was ass. They remade it to make it slightly better, but it was unbalanced still. And
Oh, it was very
motherfuckers
unbalanced.
getting caught in that stupid ass. I played Virgil. I know how bad that game was.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I was
Virgil
part
made
of
you
the
like-
problem.
And 100%.
I know. Me and Darren have played multiple times where he chose Virgil, and I hated him all the time for it.
All I
hate
did
Virgil.
was
He
put
an
two
old-
fodder characters, max out my bar, and then Virgil go in.
Yeah.
Do whatever you can. If
Virgil
after
X
that
Factor,
point, you
pretty
lose.
much. Yeah.
You lose after
Virgil
that.
X Factor is just dumb. So, I mean, the game though, the game was good though. I mean, if you didn't play an entirely broken character, the game was very fun, and even and I played Thor, who was one of the worst characters in the game. Even he was viable, in some instances. So, yeah.
Fighting games are beautiful things and weird things. I talked about it literally earlier today about, other bad fighting games. Jump Force. As
I don't want to talk about that game.
Like a handful
Ow.
of people on my friends list are playing that, and I'm not like, What?
It's a busted game, but the thing about Jump Force is that it's at least fun. You can have fun with that game. And then there's games on the other side of the spectrum, Dissidia, which should be fun, which should be an amazing game, but it's ass.
we're
A
forgetting.
bad fucking game.
We're looking at games through the eyes of people who like play this shit just for we play to get really good at this shit and compete against other people. But we're forgetting that there's people who are just fans of these IPs who will play
And that's what Jump Force is.
and
Like, 100%.
love these games even though like they're just not good. Like Jump Force has this dedicated fan base that's going to play it no matter what, and they're like, I'm playing it because I can be the motherfucker who says you're already dead, and I like that, and that's cool. Like, get your Kenshiro on. But Dissidia's
I knew that shit was
right.
gonna be ass.
It looked
from
like
the very
ass.
beginning.
Dissidia is kind of the same thing.
It
There are
didn't.
those
It didn't,
hardcore.
though.
There are those hardcore. Oh, I disagree. I think hyper realistic looking Dragon Ball Z characters looks kind of creepy, and it
Bro,
creeped
they
me the
look
fuck out.
disgusting.
Creepy as fuck.
Have you not seen that still where they took the shot where like the girl's neck was like all the way over here on the side?
Oh,
like,
no.
like yeah, it was.
No.
Yeah,
I'm talking
it
about
was,
Dissidia. Jump Force is a
No, yeah.
busted, wonky mess.
Dissidia looked beautiful. It did, but
Yeah, I
I
thought
was
so.
still weary of that because I always felt like the past Dissidia games were kind of limited in what they were. The first one I loved, just because it was a new experience and whatnot, and it was something that fans of the series overall kind of wanted. They wanted their party game in the way that the way that Namco had given us with their Tales series with Tales of the World. But going on, I didn't see a way that it can really push further or break new ground. You know what I mean? I felt like it was just going to be either the same thing or it was just going to be a congealed mess.
It didn't need to. That's the thing about it, is that I don't think it needed to change. It could have honestly stayed the same, but with the way that they changed up the battle system, making it 3v3 and having that new crystal mode, that changed up the dynamic, I feel, too much, which made it too nonsensical.
So would you say that this is the Dragon Ball Z burst limit of Dissidia games?
Oof. No, I honestly insulted more and gave it the Ultimate Tenkaichi.
Oh god! You know
I
what?
hate that game
That
so
fits
much.
because
That's so rude.
didn't Ultimate Tenkaichi also have a weird 3v3 system?
Yeah.
You're right. Oh, I see it.
I wanted to like the City of NT so many times. Every single beta, I'm just like, oh boy, Noctis. Let me try him out. Ugh. Okay, Sephiroth. Ugh. Lightning? Ugh. Cloud? Oh god, it hurts every time. It's bad. It sucks. It's a terrible game.
Now you know how it feels to be like any bad guy in a Kingdom Hearts game.
Hey, they did that to themselves. All right, and so
So as far as Evo goes, then are you guys disappointed that anything's not on there?
No, I want. I mean,
Or is
I
everything
guess
that
I
you
wanted
would
to
want?
see some more hardcore matches in Melee. You know, because that's always fun to watch. But that's just my personal bias.
yeah, it's always even watching Melee match. I don't like watching Melee until like it is like the final like semifinals onward, because everything else is like, this is high level play, but somebody's about to lose and get knocked out, and just having that clutch moment of saying, all right, who's it overall gonna be? Like that's when I feel it's the most exciting. 9 times out of 10, it's Fox v Fox, but
Yeah. I think the lineup is fine. It has its main titles, its major titles. But yeah, I think overall it's fine. Like what I really want to see is what the main titles will be this year and next year. Thanks to Samurai Showdown, Mortal Kombat 11, Soul Calibur 6. Like I want to see if those titles like move up the chain, because they're starting to gather so much following. I want to see where they wind up sitting at next Evo. That's what I want to see.
How long does a game need to be out before it gets, before it's deemed like
Evo worthy?
Yeah,
Samurai
Evo
Showdown's
worthy,
not even out
exactly.
yet.
Yeah,
That game's not out
a
until
few months.
summer,
Yeah,
so
a few
it's
months.
only gonna have like 2 months.
Just
Yeah.
as long
possibly.
as the publishers release it to the tournament scene. And that's normally
That's
what
so
fighting,
crazy to me.
Game
Yeah.
creators do to hype up their game, is they let the tournament players get their hands on it first.
Mm-hmm. Have that high level play.
So are we expecting like for a game like Samurai Showdown, which has only been out for X amount of time, to not really be entertaining because people don't really know how to play it yet?
Yeah,
or are we expecting?
Nah, it won't be
hype
as
by
good. No, I mean,
Yeah?
I mean, it'll be hype because it'll be a new game that not many people have seen, that will only have seen it at Evo when people start playing it.
Got you.
But it won't be nearly as hype as it will be later on down the line once people actually really start diving into the game. What
you.
you'll see very basic combos. You might see a few flashy ones, but trust me, as with all fighting games, the more time people have with the game, the crazier shit that they find out.
It's very... And that actually kind of reminds me of watching early play of Dragon Ball FighterZ. And
yeah.
before the game actually came out, we got to see high-level players playing the game, and you compare that to how regular players play now. It's like, yeah, we've definitely figured out how it works. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And so moving on, lastly, the Xbox Games with Gold and PlayStation Plus titles that are coming out this month for March. For PlayStation, this is now also the first month that's no more PS3 and Vita games for free. So,
Because they know y'all ain't going nowhere. That's why they got y'all locked in. They say we can do whatever we fucking want.
Dude, they knew they had us locked in after they stopped backwards compatibility and we kept buying.
Now
Yeah,
they're
pretty
talking about PS5 might have the backwards compatibility, and everybody's like, yeah.
Dude,
I'd
if
be
they
excited.
dude, if they did that, do you realize how much more influence they would have on the general masses?
Justin
Yeah.
is specifically the fan I'm talking about.
But like Xbox made all the right moves. Like surely once they announced backwards compatibility for 360 and then bringing it all the way back to the original Xbox, that was huge. That was an amazing move. That's like, wow. Well, PlayStation, the ball's in your court. What are you gonna do? We have PlayStation now that still kind of sucks.
The difference with the plan for the PS5 is they'll have technology to make everything readily available from the start. Opposed to Xbox, which they actually have to go in and kind of almost create the emulator for the game in order for you to play it with backwards compatibility. So that's why they roll out one at a time.
Pretty much. And so, Cam, since you've been out of the game for a minute and your PS4 is currently shitting the bed for you.
Yes, it is.
Did you ever? Actually, you know what? You didn't even know because you said that you didn't know that PlayStation Plus was a thing, right?
No. It's not even that. Like when I had a PlayStation Plus membership on PS3 because PlayStation Plus was still a thing for PS3. It's just that I never once once the PS4 came out and I finally got a PS4, I never really got the PlayStation Plus membership again. And so I didn't realize how it had kind of evolved to making you now pay to play online. Because prior to when it was for PS3, you weren't being charged to pay online. The fee was for a membership that would give you access to like free games every now and then, or like discounts on the games and stuff like that. But they weren't making you pay to actually play. So when I found that out, I posted to the group chat and I was like, "What? You have to pay to play now?" Like, and everybody's like, "Where the hell have you been?"
No, really, for a long time now.
That's crazy.
Okay, so to progress with that, so they literally up until this month, PlayStation was doing 2 PlayStation 3, 2 PS4 games, 2 PS3 games, and then 2 Vita games, and then they've thrown in some VR games in the mix every here and there. And
Wow, for free?
for you have PlayStation Plus, these games are yours to play.
What?
And so now they just ended the PS3 and Vita thing. Like, they gave a notice like, literally a year ahead of time. They're like, hey, we're only going to be supporting it for so much longer, and that time's finally come. But now that PlayStation Plus has ended those things, now they can kind of step up the plate with what free games they're giving. So this month it's Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered.
Just question
yes.
really quick before you go on with the list.
So
are they still being made available, the games that they had made available for free
No,
before? Can
if
you still
you-
go back and
no,
download
yeah.
You
them?
have to
Get 'em while
download
you
that
can.
much.
Yeah.
So like,
Oh wow.
I'm so
like me,
mad,
what I did-
Yeah.
oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I've missed so many good games just because I'm sleeping on my PlayStation, dude. Like,
So what I always did was just like, I have the app on my phone, and so anytime they cycled out the new games, I would just pull up the app on my phone and I would just claim them all. You don't even have to download them as long as you hit yes, cool. I have all these
thanks
games.
thanks for fucking letting me know, dog. I ain't missing shit else.
Well, so
Damn.
this month it's a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, or Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare Remastered, and The Witness.
We're playing Call of Duty together at least one time.
I already so both of these games I already own them both, so I'm kind of it doesn't matter to me, but those are 2 quality ass
Okay,
games.
I haven't
Yeah,
played
they are.
Modern Warfare 2 since it was.
It's not
I mean,
Modern
not
Warfare 2,
Warfare 2.
Modern Warfare 1.
Modern Warfare 1, Call of Duty 4. I haven't played Modern Warfare since like Xbox 360 when it was kind of new. So I'm just. I want to experience it one time for the one time.
I feel it. Does
I
anybody know what
put
The Witness
hours
is?
into
Hours,
that game.
right.
Hours into Modern Warfare. You have no idea.
That game was amazing.
I used to play with my family and friends from England, so I would stay up like all night just so that the time would like match, and then I would play with them. And my mum would be like shouting at me to be quiet because I'm like, I had my little Bluetooth headset in, and I'll be shouting down the fucking microphone and shit at like 3-4 in the morning.
Good times.
It's dope.
Does anybody know what The Witness is, by chance?
No.
I do not.
Tell me.
So it is amazing. It's a puzzle game for the most part. So it's kind of like an open world, in a sense, an open world puzzle game where you just kind of walk around and you're going to different areas that just have different types of puzzles. I think it came out back in 2015, 2016, something like that. I haven't beaten it. Like, I think one of the puzzles just stumped me, and I was like, I don't know what to do, and I don't want to look it up because I don't want to cop out. But it's awesome. Like, it's a great just mind like thinking game.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, that's very worth it. Like, reviews for it were fucking phenomenal, all that jazz. So I need to go back around to it, but it's definitely worth a play.
That's funny. I like to think I don't like games that require deep thought until I pick one up and then I get really into it.
This is definitely one of
Yeah.
those games.
So, man.
And so on the Xbox side of things, so on Xbox Ends Cam, they do 2 Xbox One games and 2 360 games, but they sometimes throw into the mix
An original Xbox game.
an original Xbox game.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
for this month, it is Adventure Time Pirates of Etridian? I want to say
Pirates of
An Adventure Time
it's
game.
Pirates of the Enchiridion.
in
Probably.
Caribbean. There we go.
So
Yeah.
I heard that's actually a pretty solid RPG.
I think all the Adventure Time games are kind of good.
Yeah.
They're just kind of slept on.
Yeah.
Is that Plants vs Zombies, Garden Warfare 2, which is also dope.
I think
Dope.
it's cute that
Very
Modern
dope.
Warfare and Garden Warfare are giving up
Right.
at the same time. Like, again. It's happening again.
I didn't even make that
I
connection.
didn't either.
Yeah.
It's funny.
And then on the Xbox 360 or older backwards compatible side of things, Star Wars Republic Commando.
Nice.
So
Okay.
definitely throwback. And then
Pew, pew.
Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
I'm jealous about that.
Oh man.
I know so many people who hate that game, but I love it.
Why
Dude,
would
I
you
love that
hate
game so much.
You can cut
Cause-
in directions.
As a Metal Gear game, yeah, it's dumb. But
Yeah.
as a Platinum game, it's fucking
That
awesome.
game is awesome. Yeah. that game is
Do you
awesome.
think this is Xbox kind of like flaunting their shit that like their relationship with Platinum and shit?
Yeah.
This is,
Do they have a relationship though?
I mean, yeah.
They fumbled their relationship with Scalebound.
I
That
don't
was
think-
their
I don't
Platinum
think-
game.
I don't think the relationship is fumbled though.
Yeah, you're right. It's just
It's still
we know that
it's
was the
still
Platinum game.
there. It's like that game has been swept to the side, and like there's still whispering of the game coming back in some form, but
Switch, please, please, please. But I doubt that will happen now after we got the Astral Chain announcement. So that's Switch's Platinum game. Nier, of course, was PlayStation's until now. It's on pretty much everything besides the Switch. So it's like Platinum could still be working on something with the Xbox, and that would be amazing. Please, because anything Platinum puts out at this point is fucking awesome. So, we'll see.
so yeah, I don't know. That just kind of reminded me of the rumors of the Xbox Nintendo relationship and the possibilities between that. Scalebound was one of the rumors. I'm pretty sure that was shot down by now, but Scalebound being revived for the Nintendo Switch was one of the earlier rumors. But
I
now
don't think it has.
you don't think it's been shot down?
I don't think it's been shot down yet.
Okay, that's kind of dope. But right now, there's talk about Xbox Game Pass on Nintendo Switch and games that might come with it. So with talk of that, I kind of wanted to ask you guys, what games or possible IPs do you think would go good on the Switch? Like
Ori.
Ori, yeah, Ori is probably the first.
That's my
one
first
that comes to
thought.
mind. Yeah,
Ori,
a lot of
Cuphead.
people are talking about Ori and Cuphead, which I think are perfect for the Nintendo Switch. But if Xbox, who has Rare, and Nintendo are working together, could we possibly get some of those old babies back? Could we maybe get another, or can we maybe be able to play Diddy Kong Racing again?
That's a stretch, my guy.
That's a stretch, but like it's there. It's there. Nintendo's totally about their retro shit, and Microsoft is definitely letting Rare do their thing. And I mean, Rare's making a Battletoads game right now.
I know. I did hear about that.
Yeah, and they tried to bring back Conker with Project Spark, and that was gross. But Conker's still alive somewhere.
in the ethereal plane. Shoot. Alright, well, speaking of retro, to round things off, let's kind of have a section that we'd like to do called, what was that?
Cam's Retro Games. Yeah, I made a theme song. There's a jingle to
A
it.
retro movie replay?
I like that. Can you run that back one more time?
Cam's Retro Games.
Doom 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 doom. So the retro game that I want to talk about for today is a game called Pepsi Man. Who remembers what the fuck Pepsi Man is?
Wow.
Throwback.
Okay, so for those people who don't know what Pepsi Man was. Pepsi Man was one of these rare titles that was licensed by a soda company, obviously Pepsi. And it was a really basic game that kind of became a cult classic, and it functioned similarly to how these mobile games like a Sonic Dash or something functions, where you're just controlling the direction that Pepsi Man is running, and Pepsi Man is trying to save the day by making sure to deliver Pepsi to people, essentially, right?
Marketing.
And he's marketing is its best. And he's this blue and silver guy that kind of fits the color scheme from Pepsi themselves. And I don't know, I remember this game because it came as part of some kind of demo, and I don't remember what demo disc it was that I had, or if I got given this demo disc somewhere, but I remember this being part of it and just being like, oh, this is super fun, but also like, what the fuck?
What was it from? One of those magazines, like those Game Informer magazines, where when they used to give the like those demo
I think
CDs.
you just came up, Cam.
No, one of those magazines.
It
It
could
might
have been, maybe.
I'm thinking it was one of those magazines because that's where I got all my demo discs.
I was just
Yeah, you might be right.
I'm just looking it up. It didn't come out in the States or anything, so you might have just came up on a Japanese demo or something, dog.
Damn, yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know how I got hold of
So it's
it.
Japanese exclusive.
I had these cousins from Canada. They used to get hold of a bunch of different like weird games that people in England at the time weren't playing. Like I remember one time I picked up a game of Reboot from them, and prior to picking up that, I'd never known that there was even a game of Reboot. So it could have been from them. But yeah, it was released in Japan in March 1999. So around that time I was young. I was only 9 years old. Did any of you guys ever get a chance to play it?
No,
or have you
I
heard
got
of
to
it?
see it,
heard of it.
but thinking back on it, I was living in Vancouver, Washington, and I knew a guy who burned a bunch of PlayStation games. I thought he was cool, and he probably just downloaded some random shit and burned it onto a disc and played it. So and that was one of the games he played. Like I remember getting a wrestling game from him that just said WWE and Sharpie on it. And that's the only third game I ever had. Shit
For
was
this, it was just I only know about this because Did You Know Gaming. That's kind of it. Just kind of seeing had a whole episode dedicated to it, and how pretty much they got the licensing rights from America and just never released it out here.
Damn, nigga. 3 more Did You Know Gaming shout outs and they'll let you host one.
It was really funny because like at times you would like be running through fucking like people's houses, and it was really really crazy. And you know, the funny thing is that the settings that it was set in kind of looked like they were based on cities out here, like San Francisco, New York. So it's really weird to find out that it wasn't actually released here.
It's pretty cool.
But funny story that there was, I think, a second game also came out at some point.
Really?
So it was popular enough to get a second release. Yeah. Which is just crazy to me. And the character Pepsi Man himself actually popped up in a few other games. I think Did You Know Gaming also covered the fact that there were various cheat codes that you could get to have Pepsi Man appear in different fighting games. And so it was this whole big thing. And for something that was licensed as a promotional material, it's really crazy that it blew up as much as it did.
Actually, I do believe that there's been a few games in the past that have just been like promotional, but have gotten, have become like such big hits. I'm trying to think. I
swear to
about
God,
one.
if you mention one of those horrid ass Burger King games.
No,
wait,
no, those were the ones. Wasn't the, yes,
one of those got big, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what it was.
One of them was huge.
Yeah, it got huge. Like it just went like it was supposed to be a joke, and it just went like
that king
over.
was so fucking creepy looking in all those games,
He
man.
still is.
I mean, I think that's part of the joke, but like in the games, he was especially creepy.
Yeah, I agree. It was those games were creepy, man.
So the other game that Pepsi Man did appear in was a game called Fighting Vipers, which I don't know if anybody remembers that, but
the hell is Fighting Vipers?
What is that?
It's a fighting game that was released on the Sega Saturn and PS2 actually. It's a Japanese title.
PS2.
Sounds like something Justin has stills of on his desktop.
You know what? You might be not right about that.
Bro, I typed in fighting. I just typed in the word fight, and Fighting Vipers popped up on my Google.
Because the government is listening to you.
They're listening to you.
And the third one down is Fighting Vipers Pepsi Man.
They are listening.
That's
they
crazy.
are totally listening to you right now. Serious, watch.
That's crazy.
No, my Google got Fighting with my family, so we just got different search algorithms. Fuck it, I can't talk.
I know you.
Algorithms is the word you're looking for, my friend.
Algoroogies.
I know you guys were saying that there have been other kind of promotional releases, but Cheetos also, after doing some research, Cheetos also had a gaming release with Chester Cheetah.
I had that game. That was actually a very good platformer. It was great. Chester moved like you'd think Chester would move, and the game played like the early '90s commercials where he was basically doing dope shit trying to get these Cheetos. Like, it was cool. It was like the 7-Up dot game, kind of.
I was just about to mention that one too.
I remember that one.
That was going to be my next segue.
Believe it or not, I'm pretty sure a lot of people actually remember that game.
It was a good game.
Well, there were multiple of those, right? Not just one.
Yeah.
There were multiple spot games that came out.
The 90s was just
Crazy.
full of just marketing opportunities throughout video games, just in general. It's fun stuff. But I think with that we can call it a wrap to the first episode of Rusty Rupees. Thank you anybody who's checked us out. Very much appreciated. More to come and kind of keeping the ball rolling. You can follow us all individually. Me, I'm Darren at XXShadowKamiXX on Twitter. Justin?
You can find me at RoNinja23. Also on Instagram at Kuro Shinobi.
Deontay?
You can find me at 13Cross. It's spelled out ThirteenCross. Because for some reason people like to put the 1 and the 3 and the X and think they can fucking find me. All right, but yeah, I'm that on virtually everything. Yeah, whatever.
Cameron?
I'm Cameron, aka the British one, and you can find me at FlyRichie on pretty much everything: Instagram, Twitter, maybe even Snapchat. I have to double check that. But FlyRichie, that's FLYRITCHIE, and there's a funny story behind that, and I'll get into telling that another day. But yeah, at FlyRichie on all social media platforms.
Well, once again, everybody, thank you for checking us out here at Rusty Rupees. Until next time, catch you guys later.
Stay rusty.
Rupee out.